news here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Supporters of former President Benigno Aquino III continue to line up for the public viewing of the late president's remains. Let's get the latest from Gerard de la Peña. He's now reporting to us live from the Church of the Jesus at Ateneo de Manila University. Good afternoon, Gerard. What is the head count looking like so far?
Charles, this area at the Ateneo de Manila University practically turned into a sea of yellow this morning as hundreds of supporters and non-supporters alike lined up to pay their last respects to former President Noynoy Aquino. They were donning yellow shirts and ribbons, and this crowd lined up at as early as 6 a.m. They were allowed to enter the Ateneo grounds at 9:30 a.m. before the public viewing started at 10 a.m. Some even traveled from Batangas and other areas outside the metro just to get a glimpse of Aquino's urn. Among the groups that we have spotted here so far are the August 21 movement and the group called the Silent Majority. To enforce health protocols, police personnel continue to roam around and remind everyone to observe social distancing, especially those eating at the grounds. Visitors were also asked to fill out health declaration forms before entering the church. Charles, right now we are not seeing long lines here outside the Church of Jesus, but we are seeing some individuals coming in and out of the church as public viewing is open to the public until 10 p.m. tonight. Charles.
Thanks for that, Gerard. That was Gerard de la Peña reporting live from the Ateneo. Former President Noynoy Aquino had spent his 61st and final birthday celebration last February with some of his closest friends. In this video, a small group, including former BIR Commissioner Kim Henares, gathered to sing President Aquino a happy birthday song. The small group unboxed a simple yellow cake for the birthday boy, and Henares confirmed to News 5 that the video was taken at a firing range in Quezon City last February.
Happy birthday to you!
U.S. President Joe Biden described Noynoy Aquino as a valued friend and partner to the U.S. as he offered condolences to Filipinos. In a statement, Biden said that Pinoy will be remembered for serving his country with integrity and selfless dedication. Biden added that Aquino's commitment to advancing peace, upholding the rule of law, and driving the country's economic growth has left a remarkable legacy. The U.S. leader also said that he valued the time that they worked together, as he was the vice president under the Obama administration while Pinoy was the president. Senator Risa Ontiveros has lauded Pinoy for bringing China to the International Criminal Court over its maritime claims in the West Philippine Sea. Though on agenda, Ontiveros said defending national sovereignty against our big neighbor is unfinished business. Aquino's successor, Rodrigo Duterte, set aside the Philippines' victory at The Hague due to his friendship with China. Duterte had even called the Hague ruling a mere piece of paper.
He already struck the first definitive blow for Philippine sovereignty by leading and eventually winning with his great team yung kaso natin sa China. Yun yung isang tungkulin na iniwan ni Noy sa atin ipagpatuloy. And there are a lot of other things na sinimulan nung panahon niya, yung ilan na pagtagumpayan.
Ontiveros also remembered Pinoy as a simple and kind-hearted man. She commended how Pinoy didn't amass wealth during his term and went low-key once his 6-year term had already ended.
My word would really be also mabuti. Yun din yung simpleng salita ko kay Noy, mabuting tao, mabuti. Talagang nagkaroon siya ng panata which he faithfully kept na for at least a year ni hindi siya magko-comment dun sa successor administration or successor president. And actually, even for the several years that followed that.
We'll have more stories after a quick break. Keep it here. Extension of the current quarantine classifications in light of the threat of the Delta. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Charles. Good afternoon.
You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Health experts are pushing for the extension of current quarantine classifications in light of the threat of the Delta variant. Greg Gregorio now reports to us live from Mandaluyong to give us more details. Greg, how long will this quarantine status likely be extended, and are health experts looking at just specific areas?
Charles, the vaccine experts panel, specifically Dr. Ronjin Solante, did not mention any specific areas where he thinks that the quarantine classifications must be extended. But when he was asked if he has a recommendation now that the current quarantine classification will be ending on June 30, Dr. Ronjin Solante said that we need 15 more days to monitor the trend of COVID-19 cases in the country, because as we all know, we are still preventing the further entry of more Delta cases, more cases with Delta variant in the country. Because if we remember, this Delta variant of SARS-CoV-2 has the 60% more transmissibility than the Alpha variant, and according to Dr. Solante, we need to monitor for us to sustain the decreasing trend of COVID-19 cases, especially in the National Capital Region that we have been seeing in the past weeks. Charles?
Greg, do we have any new information on how effective the current batch of vaccines are against the Delta variant, at least according to health experts?
Charles, based on the presentation of Dr. Ronjin Solante in a virtual press conference earlier, there are only two COVID-19 vaccines who have their data so far as to their vaccine efficacy as affected by the Delta variant. One of these is the Pfizer vaccine, which, according to their clinical trial data, has 95% efficacy, but when it is affected by Delta variant, this efficacy went down to 88%. The other vaccine is the COVID-19 shot of AstraZeneca, where it was reported to have 67 to 80% efficacy based on their clinical trial, but as affected again by the Delta variant, it went down to 60%. But despite this decrease, Solante is saying that everyone must still get themselves vaccinated, because this will be a way for us to reduce the chances of more infection and the possibility of more mutations of this SARS-CoV-2 virus. Charles?
Greg, we've been hearing buzz about booster shots or maybe taking a third dose of certain vaccine brands. What do we know so far about this?
Charles, Dr. Solante, as well as Dr. Isagani Padolina of the Vaccine Expert Panel are insisting that while we are still studying the need and the possibility of having a third dose as a booster shot, they do not recommend it as of the moment because what they want to emphasize is we have to get everyone vaccinated first before we go into this third shot, because there is also this concern of the scarcity of supply of vaccines across the globe. Thus, it is more important to have everyone to the protection first before we go into the possibility of having another shot or another brand of vaccine as a booster for that matter. Charles?
Talking about trying to get everybody vaccinated first, should people be worried when they delay their second doses because of maybe postponed vaccine deliveries or other reasons why people would miss their second dose?
Charles, yes, just a backgrounder. The National Task Force Against COVID-19 has announced on Wednesday that a 50,000 dose of Sputnik V vaccines supposed to arrive here in the country will be delayed, and we don't have a exact date yet as to when will we receive this shot. And this delay caused concerns to those individuals who have received their first dose of Sputnik V earlier this month. But according to Dr. Ronjin Solante, there's nothing to worry about if those individuals will not be getting their second dose on schedule within the month. Because according to Dr. Solante, it is still acceptable if the delay would be in a month or two, and the efficacy would still be the same, since the idea of the second dose is to boost the antibody brought by the first dose of Sputnik V as well as other vaccines. Charles?
Thanks for those updates, Greg, and happy weekend. That was Greg Gregorio reporting live from Mandaluyong City. Here are other stories we are keeping our eyes on. Senator Grace Poe has called on PhilHealth to settle their reported unpaid claims to hundreds of hospitals. The senator said that in Western Visayas alone, unsettled claims of hospitals and laboratories have reached over 800 million pesos. Poe added that local officials in the region have appealed for additional hospital beds, healthcare workers, as well as vaccine supplies. The Makabayan Bloc has filed a bill seeking a special risk allowance and hazard pay for all health workers in times of public health emergencies. Under the proposed bill, the government is mandated to pay medical workers 15,000 pesos in allowances. That's on top of a 5,000 peso hazard pay per month. And in sports, the Philippine women's football team will be back in action after more than a year at the 2022 AFC Women's Asian Cup qualifiers this coming September. The Filipina Booters were grouped with Hong Kong and hosts Nepal in Group F, both ranked lower in the FIFA World Rankings. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.